Thank you guys so much. I'm very excited. Victoria Harbour. Emma Yeung shut the front door behind her and ran into the corridor in her black patent leather shoes. Mom, I got an A. Now we have enough stamps to complete the merit card. You did great. I'll go to the office with your dad tomorrow and see if we can redeem 3 admission tickets, her mother replied, before letting out a long sigh. Indeed, Emma did very well at school. An A-star adorned nearly every report card, and her parents looked proud when they exited any parent-teacher consultations. But behind closed doors, Emma's mom wept, but she didn't quite know why. The administrative office was at Tamar, near Admiralty. Emma's parents presented their identity cards, and a security guard grunted for them to proceed. A plain glass lift took them up to the 12th floor. And as they looked outside, they saw where had once been water. There was nothing but concrete reclamation of land that connected the former island to Kowloon. And taking up almost all of that space, there was a monolithic building that was what they now called Victoria Harbour. The complex was a rectangular shape with a solid, bright wall, and from the lift they could see no windows at all. It was austere and sleek and futuristic, almost like a spaceship might look. None of the other buildings that they could remember from their days growing up in Hong Kong were there. The lift stopped at the 12th floor, and they emerged to face a black machine that ejected a ticket as if it had already been waiting for them. 079. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Nobody spoke in the waiting area. There were 5 counters, but only 3 of them were serving people. Soon a voice called out, 078, so the Cheungs guessed it would not take too long. Emma's mom considered how little had changed since she had last been here. The annoying waiting system, the blaring speakers, her sweaty palms. Number 079, counter 5, please. The couple proceeded to the assigned counter and sat down. Identity cards, said the stoic man behind the counter. Yes, sir. Here are mine and my wife's, Emma's father answered. The man continued. Cheung family. Journalist. And your wife, editor, right. Both of you have reports mentioning the last central development plans? No criticism? Check. There's a note in my system here, says positive tone and good use of diction, whatever that means. Working hours, 65.2 and 67.5 each. With your contributions and your daughter's academic results, despite her slight lack of extracurricular activities at school, your household meets all the requirements and 3 tickets to Victoria Harbour could be issued. Here you are. The anxious look vanished from Emma's mother's face. Mom, Dad, did you get the tickets to Victoria Harbour? Emma asked as soon as they came home. Emma's mother smiled and handed her a ticket. The assigned date was December 5th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it'll be 2 days from now? Emma asked. Yes, sweetheart, her mother told her. Now, it's been a long day. Anyone need to use the bathroom? I'd like to take a bath. Both her husband and her daughter shook their head. Emma's mother went into the bathroom and filled the tub with water, one of the little luxuries that she allowed herself against the household budget. The face looking back at her from the mirror felt like someone else's. And as she slipped herself into the water, she let her head go under and watched the bubbles rise from her mouth to break the surface tension. 2 days later, the family took the MTR to Victoria Harbour Station. Welcome to Victoria Harbour, located in the heart of the city. Accessible and irresistible, this is the best and only place to spend your special day. The same broadcast was being played everywhere throughout the station. Emma held herself in an uneasy excitement as they entered the building and were directed to watch a video. Many of you have contributed a great deal to the Hong Kong Government Authority, but we also value and stress the importance of family. It was with this in mind that we established the new reclamation scheme, and were allowed to construct this comprehensive, family-friendly water park. We aim to strengthen family ties and bonds after a day spent here. Therefore, you should not stop using the facilities here for a single moment of your allotted session. You should keep swimming when you're in the water park, and our trained helpers will assist you if you have any questions. Feel free to ask them. We hope you will be more productive in your work and studies after today. After the video, the families queued up and waited to enter the water park. Every family was assigned a helper who would follow them all day. When they finally entered, Emma ran immediately towards the water and jumped in. "Diving is not allowed," said their helper. Emma's parents stood stunned. It was not the helper that had caught them off guard, but the construction inside the dome itself. The interior was filled with warped reconstructions of skyscrapers they recognized. The couple saw the familiar HSBC building, IFC, Jardine House, and water slides extended from each of them. Smaller slides were built from crude reconstructions of the General Post Office and the Convention Center. Not far in front of them was a green and white boat, an odd mockery of the old star ferries from so long ago, those skewed memories that had been made history by the Reclamation and unassailable progress. The chums looked at each other to confirm their mutual disbelief. Following the mock ferry, fragrances, colors, and images from the past were everywhere, striking Emma's mother like waves used to hit the pier. She visualized that sea full of red and yellow, blue and purple lights shimmering and glittering and neon, all gone now, beneath the concrete. But she felt that the sea must still be glowing somewhere far below. "Do you smell fuel?" she asked her husband. Emma swam up to the ferry, wanting to ride, but their helper said the quota had been met for the day. Emma curled her lip at the helper, but the helper stared back impassively, so she kept swimming. Emma enjoyed the slides and the various pools. They kept swimming. 2:00. There were still a few more hours to go. Seeking rest, Emma's parents stopped in a shallow part of the pool, water standing to chest height. "You're not allowed to float here. You must move. You must keep moving and swimming," their helper reminded them. How kind her voice. For all the warped childhood buildings, Emma's mother thought, the most absent detail seemed to her to be laughter. Looking around, she barely saw a smile among any of the families sharing their session. She had a lot of questions about Victoria Harbour, about herself, about everything. It wasn't just the mundane work and the relentless pressure of her job and routine. There was something worse. Always the slogan, progress and forward movement, came back to her like a mantra for a meaningless existence. She closed her eyes and swam into the deeper part of the pool. The water coming up touched her chin, then her mouth, then her nose. When her head was submerged, she exhaled, watching the bubbles float upwards. She breathed deeply, the water, a convulsive thrash as the water filled her lungs. She struggled to calm herself. She forced herself to relax and let it happen. In her mind, the sea was glowing and the bubbles were escaping. At first, the father and daughter did not realize Emma's mother had gone out of sight. Then her father spotted some bubbles in the deeper section that they had come from. He looked for lifeguards, but there was only the helper, beckoning him to keep swimming. "Dad, perhaps we just keep moving. You know it's not right if you don't follow the instructions," said Emma. He made a move towards the bubbles, but the helper moved in front of him. "Sir, you have to keep moving. You know the consequences. You must follow the rules."